What is going on, guys? It's Noah here with CustomRCMods. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I just pulled up at a local flying spot. I don't think I've ever showed any footage of this place before. It's a local middle school. There's actually right next to an elementary school that's letting out right now, so it's not completely empty, but this entire parking lot and the entire, I guess, middle school area, the area I will be flying, is completely safe. So I think I'm good to go on that, but tonight we're going to be flying digital 6S build for the very first time. So in the last video that I did, digital FPV, that was my Cinewhoop, and of course it's a totally different beast than FPV Freestyle. And as you can see out here, we've got Scraggle City out on those trees, and that is the exact reason why I decided to upgrade to digital when I did, just to go ahead and have that confidence in the image quality when flying through Scraggle, when obviously you can't really, see where the tree starts and stops because you don't have those leaves. Anyway, I also went ahead and upgraded my motors to be 6S capable. These are the RC InPower SMU X motors, and they are 1880 kV 2306. So really excited for those as well. And I've got my GoPro Hero 8 at 20 degrees, I think, which is a little bit new for me. Normally I run 30 degrees, but I'm trying to tone it down a little bit, hopefully to conserve battery life. So this is my first time flying 6S and first time flying digital FPV for Freestyle. I'm super excited to do it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so that was my second flight that I did, and this one right here is going to be my first. I'm going to narrate it for you, just to talk about what was going through my head as I was testing out the 6S and digital system for the very first time, and of course just kind of learning the ropes as I do with any new rebuild or build in general. Now the main learning curve here was the throttle, and it's a lot more exponential on 6S versus linear on 4S, at least on my motor setup that I found, which obviously can really vary depending on which motor setup you decide to run on your quad. However, in my personal case, I found that the lower throttle dexterity is much better on 6S, so I can really fly smoothly and precisely. However, the floodgates of power are truly opened after you pass half throttle, and that was insane. I think that's exactly the way I want it, just because, I mean, sometimes you need that power and you can just jam the stick for that, but a lot of times you just want to fly smoothly. So very, very happy with that all around. It's definitely something to adjust to though as well. Now this is the Betaflight 4.2.5 stock tune. I went ahead and reset it just because anytime you switch out a component, especially a component of your drivetrain, it's a good idea to retune the quad just so that you don't accidentally put the old tune on there that might be a little bit too much for the new motors to handle. So again, just went ahead and reset that, and the stock tune is actually flying really, really well, but there are definitely a few places where I could go ahead and up my D term or my P term a little bit, just to kind of lock things in a little bit more. But the stabilization from the Hero 8 definitely masks that as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the main thing that we're focused on in this flight, which is, of course, the DJI digital FPV system. The Caddx Vista it is in this build, and I was having an excellent time flying around. It just really heightens the quality of the flying experience, and as much as I was a hater before, as much as I said I'm sticking to analog, I am so happy that I went to digital, and now I just want to fly everything digital. And you know, it's just that feeling that it's so much of a luxury, and you can see all that scraggle that I'm passing through right now in that Split S. You can see everything, and it just makes it so much easier and so much more of an immersive experience to fly FPV. So very, very happy with that all around. And of course, if I lose the GoPro, that DVR footage that you're looking at down there in the corner is definitely very, very passable for what it is. So very happy with that there as well. Moving on, let's talk about these motors, because there's definitely something to be said about them. I'm really happy with how smooth they are. I've tried a lot of smooth motors, to be frank with you. The original Emax Ecos, I had a set of those that was just like buttery smooth, and the iFlight Cyberzings with the 10mm bearing, those were great. Even the T-Motor Valix that I've been recently running on my mid-tier build have been outstanding, but these definitely take the cake. I really like how they are performing all together, and I'm going to be making more videos with them because there's just a lot to be said, again, that I don't really have a lot of time to cover. Running GemFan Hurricane props that have definitely become my favorite recently over the HQ V1S props, just because they fly a lot more smooth and they feel a little more floaty. You have a little bit more throttle dexterity on there as well. So overall, happy with that choice as well. I'm going to make a full video on this quad setup just to talk a little more and do some more flying. But that's going to wrap it up for this narrated portion. This was only a little bit of that flight, but we're going to go ahead and head to a montage now.